Uh, Being the last man on the list, things become a little easier because everything that
You have the last word.
yeah, that was required to be said has already been said. But I'll talk mostly about coal. Uh, you see, one thing is being forgotten that coal is a very versatile commodity. It's used mostly for power generation in our country, but there are other uses, and in those uses there is no alternative to coal. Like when you make steel, whether you do it blast furnace route or induction furnace route, you need coal as a chemical, not as a energy source. Similarly, when you produce cement, coal is used as a constituent. Now, these uses cannot be taken away. Admitted that coal is contributing to greenhouse gas emissions, admitted that the target has been set at 2 degrees Celsius, and coal consumption has got to be reduced for achieving the target. But we have also to recognize that coal is the cheapest source of energy available for a developing country like ours. And the way the power situation is prevailing in the country, like it is said that almost 1/3 of the country's population is going without power supply. If in that part of the city or the country which is connected by power supply for a grid supply, the reliability is very poor. Now, making power available to this 1/3 of the population and ensuring that it's reliable and yet affordable, coal is the only way, coal is the only source. So insofar as India is concerned, we don't have a way out. We'll have to continue with coal. And as per projections, even by 2040, coal will continue to account for almost 60% of power generation. But then we do admit that the coal sector has got to become more responsible, and steps in that direction have already been taken. MOEF has already mandated that coal having more than 34% ash cannot be even dispatched from the coal mines if the consumption center is more than 500 kilometers away. But then unfortunately things have been mandated in such a manner that coal washing, which should have become very popular by now, is not picking up. The main difficulty is the part of the mandate which says that the coal rejects have got to be used for converting into power. Now, one thing has got to be understood, that rejects can be gainfully utilized for power generation only if the quantum of power that it can generate is more than the power that is required in pulverizing it. And that will be possible only if the rejects have substantial heat value. So this aspect should be taken into account by the government, that only they should insist on only that part of the rejects being utilized for power generation which has adequate heat value to justify its use. Otherwise, the intention of using better quality coal for power generation, that will never get fulfilled. Mr. Razvan said it yesterday also, and even today Mr. Munjal said it. From coal, the country is earning 40,000 crores by way of clean environment cess. Not one paisa out of it has come to coal so far. I mean, till the other day, whatever was being earned was being flushed down the Ganga. Now I'm told that all the money is being reserved for meeting the shortfall of the estates for GST. So, I mean, on the one hand, and then you are also saying that renewables have started competing with coal and they have become cheaper than coal. I mean, I'm all for renewables. It's very important that they are developed and their usage is encouraged. But then the comparison should be on like-to-like basis. And when you say that renewables are cheaper than coal, in reality the country is being misled. You see, you are putting all sorts of disincentives for coal and giving all sorts of incentives to renewables. Now coal is one, this clean environment says, then you have put DMF, Then you have NMNT, and so far renewables are concerned, land is free, there is no customs duty, all sorts of incentives are available. Now, this is no way of comparison. Comparison must be on like-to-like basis. Coal independently, renewables independently. If that is looked at from that angle, coal continues to be cheaper and will continue to be cheaper. Now, coming to washing. Mr. Munjal said that the money being available from clean environment cess, that should be diverted towards import of gas. Okay, it does make a lot of sense. But why not make it available for encouraging washing? If you just make available, say, out of 40,000 crores, but 4,000 crores for washing, washing will pick up. And all the problem that the power stations are talking about, those problems will be contained. So the need of the hour is to take a comprehensive view and take a sensible view about utilization of this money. And also to ensure that the mandate in respect of coal washing is made more realistic so that whatever is intended to be achieved is achieved.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.